Hey guys, welcome back.
Are you gonna Bampots?
Hello, how's it going? We're live, back once again with episode 3 of the Bampots. We've got a special guest today, Atticus. You looking forward to this one?
I am, yeah. It's going to be really, really good. We have a cosplayer from Portugal, so it's going to be super interesting. I love cosplay, actually. So
I love cosplay.
Cool, yeah.
You got anything you want to say before we get started?
Not really, apart from hopefully our green screens are much better today, and the audio's better too. So, yeah, it should be a fun episode.
Small steps. We're getting there. We're getting there. And if anyone watching or watching the replay wants to let us know of anything that we could do to improve, we're all ears. Anything we can do to improve that people might want to see, just let us know. Right, well, we'll go and get this guest.
Yeah, let's drag in our guest, yeah.
Right, let's drag her in. Hey, and we're back with a guest, the hero of the moment, the main attraction, the reason we're all here. How you doing, Evie?
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm doing fine so far. A bit nervous, but fine.
Yeah, don't be nervous.
My dog is here doing his own thing.
Now, you couldn't see this unless you're watching the stream, but what you just did is the way the stream's set up, it looks like you're behind me and Atticus, and you just like grabbed him by the head.
My head is right in front of your dog.
I know, we can't see your dog. Atticus, move your head out the way.
He's
there
just,
he goes.
doing his own thing.
That was perfect. When you went like that, I was like, oh, you're picking up Atticus. That's perfect.
So if I do this, it's like I'm petting you guys.
Yeah. Oh, yes. This is brilliant. Well, I thought, Atticus, you've got a bunch of questions, have you, that you want to ask?
I do, yeah. So a lot of them are basically things about nerd culture in general. There are obviously some cosplay questions thrown in here as well. And the first question is, and this is a cosplay related one. The first one is, who's your favorite cosplayer?
Oh my! Ooh, male, female, any specification? I mean, there's so many.
Oh, male and female, perfect, yeah.
Okay, so female, let's say Kimpatsu. Like, I have like a top 3, like Kimpatsu, Yayahan, Jessica Nigri, of course. Male, Leonshiro, Tarin. Well, those are really like the 2 tops for me right now. Mm-hmm. And even so, I can even say which one is my favorite as well, because they're both really good.
Really, Yaya Han is amazing as well. Yeah, I've been aware of her for donkey's years. She does some amazing work.
That's one of the names you mentioned I've never heard of before. How'd you spell it?
How? Yaya space HAN. She just did a Camilla cosplay.
Ah.
Really good, yeah.
I don't know what I like. It's just the whole package and that fabric. I just look at that fabric like,
yeah.
It's so good.
She is amazing, yeah. I guess my next question was, who's your favorite YouTuber and your favorite YouTube channels for cosplay?
Oh. For cosplay, I haven't really watched a lot of YouTube channels related to cosplay. um,
Or in general?
in general, there's this YouTuber, 8-Bit Ryan. He's like a gaming YouTuber.
Yeah.
It's I just like watching his videos because I don't know. It's just he's not really the best player or anything like that, but I like his personality. He's just really chill. Even if he's doing something wrong, he's just it's like it's a guy just like anyone could be. Everyone makes mistakes. So
When
I
you
really
said
like
he's not the best player, I thought, hey, maybe I've got a chance of being a good YouTuber then. And then you said, but he's got a good personality. I thought, damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always have that thing where YouTubers are really good at playing, etc. But for me, it doesn't really need to be like that. I just like to feel like I don't know, like a good energy for the person from the person. But yeah, I usually just watch more artistic stuff as well, not really directly to cosplay. But I mean, Jessica Nigri does do some cosplay videos from time to time, and it's a trip. It's a total trip.
Yeah. I watch her channel sometimes. Yeah, I've watched some of her cosplay videos. But usually when I'm watching that kind of thing, I'm more kind of into like Tested by Adam Savage.
He's one of the
I
Mythbusters,
know the
isn't
guy. I just don't watch his videos.
Busters, yeah. Oh my god, honestly, you learn so much about making cosplays and props for movies and stuff. It's amazing. If you're like, yeah, I absolutely love it. It's really good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm, for example, I am a patron of Kimpatsu, so I always get her videos. So that's mostly how I kind of end up keep learning about it, about cosplay nowadays. But yeah, apart from that, I've just been focusing on other stuff lately.
Yeah, okay. And
He's just reading his list of questions.
yeah.
Put your glasses on.
Okay, so I guess what we're going to go for next was actually. So you're planning on focusing on other things apart from cosplay, yeah? What other things is it that you're planning on focusing on?
So I've been doing much more modeling stuff and learning about modeling and photography. I've been doing more of my craft stuff, like I like cross stitch, diamond arts, drawing. So that's kind of more where I'm going now to chill, to just really relax. And yeah, cosplay just kind of it's in the background, but my future cosplay list is still growing every day. So yeah, it's just probably not gonna happen.
Aw.
Yeah, that was actually one of my questions. Actually, one of my next questions was actually about future cosplays. Which ones do you have planned?
So
Or is it a secret?
sorry.
Or is it a secret?
No, it's not a secret. The one I will supposedly be kind of finishing next is KDA Evelyn, the baddest version. So it's kind of like the long jacket.
Oh,
But I haven't even finished yet, and I'm already considering buying the just normal, shiny version of KDA.
Have you got the claws?
Yeah, I've done the claws.
Oh,
They're
yes.
somewhere in my studio. They're really shiny. It's just so, woo. So yeah, that's done. I ordered the cloth part of the cosplay, but I need to alter it because the jacket is too long. So it's that thing where I try to order so I wouldn't have work to craft it, but then I still have to alter it. So it's still waiting for me. But yeah, so that should be the next one. Then I actually have the materials to do Succubus from The Witcher 3. So it's going to be like a mix. So kind of like I'm focusing on a character that exists in the game, but I'm kind of changing some things to be more like what I would like, There's a third one. Yeah, I have a friend that gave me her... what's Heartseeker Zaya? Is it Heartseeker?
Saya.
Yeah. She has a skin.
I didn't think Zaya had a Heartseeker skin.
Yes, she does. It might have another name. I just don't remember just now. It's
Sweetheart.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Sweetheart Zaya.
That's
So I
the
have
one.
that cosplay, and I went to do a shoot with it, but I decided I wanted bird feet. So that's kind of half stage of the crafting progress as well. So it's kind of like I started doing the feet, and yeah, it's waiting for me to finish it.
How do you make bird feet?
So do you know clay foam?
Not really, but I can imagine.
Yeah, imagine there's normal foam and there's now what's called clay foam. So you can basically just shape whatever you need and then leave it to dry. And once it dries, it's just foam, but with that shape. So it's like perfect. So yeah, but it was going really well. But then again, it's like I did one and then I stopped because I was busy.
See that clay foam? Is it expensive? Is it the sort of thing that anyone could buy if they wanted to experiment?
Yeah. They usually sell different quantities, so you can even just order a sample and give it a try and see what you think.
Yeah, because this is something I've. Sorry for interrupting here, but I've always really wanted to do cosplay, right? But there's a few things that I thought stop people, or particularly stopped me. One is, in order to do cosplay, you have to be really good looking. Have a good body, especially for a man, right? I think you need a really good body. You need the muscles and the chest and all this stuff. So I was thinking, now obviously I look like I have that, but under this t-shirt it's not very nice, right? But but I was thinking, well, maybe I could just cosplay a monster instead, or like Malphite. I was thinking cosplay Malphite, that'll be great. So that might be something I need to look into, is the clay foam.
But like that's not the point of cosplay. The point of cosplay is everyone can cosplay anything. Despite if you're tall, small, or whatever. Just you don't need to be the best of the best just to start cosplay.
So you were saying I don't have to be Lex Luthor. I can choose.
You could wear a wig.
Wouldn't it feel weird wearing a wig though when you're a man? It'd be quite bizarre.
I think especially if it's cosplay, because the whole idea is that you're playing something else. So it's a costume, is it? You're just wearing the costume. I'd be like if you had elf ears or if you had wings. It's the same thing. Just for you, it would be some fantasy item like hair.
I saw a YouTube video actually where there was this guy, he was bald, and he was crying, like really crying, because he was saying that basically all the superheroes have hair, and the only bald people are villains. So for him, the only people that are kind of like relatable is like Lex Luthor, War Boys, and Mad Max. And it's like there's this thing where like if you're bald and you're a bad guy, and it's like having a total meltdown and stuff, which I thought was like quite amusing, but also very true. That basically like if you're bald, you are either wearing a wig or being a bad guy, which is.
But then he obviously doesn't know about Professor X and then the Hitman.
Oh, that's a good point, Professor X.
So there are some bald good guys.
I never thought of it in that way, with baldness, but yeah, it's tricky. It's really tricky.
I mean, getting a good wig would be really difficult as well, Yeah. I mean, probably better just being like Batman or something, and then sorted.
Yeah, like a hat. A cowl.
Actually, this brings me to a really good question, actually, which I think our viewers are going to love, because they can then take tips and write it down, right? So you're going to...
Okay.
Right? So we all know that men have basically obsessed over Wonder Woman and Princess Leia in her gold bikini for decades and tried to get their partners to dress up like this, right? In your opinion, what is the top 3 sexiest cosplays that a man can do?
That's discussable. I just feel like I've seen so many things. My tastes are really fucked up, I think.
Gragas.
Like I've seen guys dress up as that Leia, for example. And it's just weird because you're looking at it and you feel like, I'm not supposed to like this, but it just works. Especially if you have like Leon Shiro doing it. I mean, it's hard to say.
Oh. Is that just me that's lagging? Oh no. I think some people are freezing. Oh no. You've both frozen. This is the first time we've had this. I was going to say, can you both hear me? But I can't hear your reply, so I really apologise. Oh, you're back.
What?
You're back. Can you hear me?
I can't. Yeah, was it only me that vanished?
No, you both just froze. And then I was like, okay, I'll need to speak now, because a stream with just everyone frozen would be very boring. But you're back. You're back. Sorry. Technical issues.
Like, that question is something I've never thought about at all. So everything that my mind is right now thinking is like League of Legends stuff, which is what I've seen lately. And again, same guys that I follow, just doing characters like Seth, for example. And, you know, well, I guess there's also another thing. So imagine even if you have a normal dressed up cosplay, you people now end up doing undressed versions of that character. So that's kind of ends up being more like, hey, what are the sexiest characters, you know? So I could say like oh my god, what's the name? From Castlevania.
Oh, I don't know. I just know that
Is it Alucard?
the vampire. What's his name? Isn't
Yeah,
it Dracula?
yeah, the blonde one.
I haven't played Castlevania since it was on like the Spectrum or
The
Amiga.
very original, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I thought the vampire, because it was, he never had a
Yeah,
name, did it? Originally, it was just
Alucard.
like the person you play and then the bad guys, and they never had names because I don't know, when me and Atticus were just little whippersnappers, there was no such thing as lore, really, was there? There were no character names.
Characters were basically squares back then. They just moved them. Yeah.
Yeah, but then when you bought the games and then it said like amazing graphics.
Yeah.
I remember
4
that from
pixels per
Final
character.
Fantasy VII. And they're like blocks.
Yeah. And you used to, that was what you, because you never had YouTube back then. So in order
Yeah.
to see if a game did have good graphics, you'd look at the back of the box. And sometimes it was just lies. It was just total lies. It was like not representative of what was actually in the game.
Yeah.
You also got magazines, and taped to the front of the magazine there would be a tape, and there would be demos on the tape.
Yeah.
And you go home and play the tape and play the demos, and then see if you want to buy them that way as well, which was really weird. God, we're getting old, man. Jesus.
Yeah. It's a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. we had that as well.
You must be older than you look then if you remember those things.
Yeah. I'm just actually hiding my white hair is not sure. Yeah, you can kind of see them up. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah,
just part
I
of a
am.
cosplay, maybe.
And
Really
I'm only joking.
Weird.
yeah. I don't know if how old do you think I am?
Oh, I couldn't possibly say. It's very rude to suggest something like that, is it?
Oh well.
Okay,
So, let-
26.
after the stream we'll talk about it.
Aye. I'll tell
I'm
you
sure
off
you'll
stream, yeah.
We'll talk about other stuff I remember, etc. So I'm sure you'll kind of figure out.
Yeah. We can share some guesses.
Yeah.
Because I'm a lot old. Well, actually, I sometimes get mistaken for being younger than I am. Because
I get a lot.
yeah, I feel ancient now. But the older I get, the more it's flipping the other way. Because people used to guess like 10 years younger or 5 years younger. But now they're getting it either bang on or they're saying that, actually, aren't you in your 50s? And I'm like, what? No! Come on, please.
People generally guess I'm about 7 years younger than I am, which is pretty good.
So they guessed like 43.
Savage. You know why? Do you know why though? It's because I actually shave my hair off. If you actually have like a widow's peak, it kind of ages you. If you keep it down to the bone, it makes you look a bit more youthful. Yeah.
This is totally off tangent, but
Really is.
there's a YouTube channel that I keep getting recommended, and it's guys who have really thin hair that are shaving it off, and they look so much better. It's always shorts as well. It's like 35 seconds, and they just they're like, oh, I'm saying goodbye to my hair, because they've got hair like me, but obviously much worse. So like you can see through to the scalp, and they're just clinging on to the last strand of hair, and then they're like, I've had enough, I'm getting rid of it, and then they shave it, and they look so much better, like infinitely better than when they had a bit of hair. So you're right, like shaving it off is way better than clinging to your receding hairline.
It is, yeah. Somebody was here a couple months ago, and they saw a photo of me wearing like my sailor's uniform and stuff, and they were like, "How old are you there?" And I was like, "Oh, that photo was taken 10 years ago." And they were like, "You look older there than you do now."
Yeah.
And I was like, "The hair, man." Yeah.
When you looked like Renton from Train Spotting.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough, though.
Okay. So we're gonna jump on to the next question then, I guess.
I go for it.
Excellent. Okay. Actually, there was one thing I wanted to ask you. You mentioned material earlier, and it's something that I see people speaking a lot about, especially in the city that I'm in, Aberdeen, where they struggle to get material for cosplays and stuff. Where would you recommend people look for their materials?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for, but as things are now, especially, I would advise people to have a look at Polyprop's website, because they're from UK.
Okay.
What else? They have Warbler. They have, yeah, I think they also sell Warbler. They sell a lot of foam. Like they are the ones who actually produce their own foam. So they don't buy from other brands. No, it is really their own brand. Yeah. They've been producing even more stuff. Like now there's also paint for their own foam and stuff like that. Like they really know what they're doing. So that's definitely a website I would look for. Regarding fabrics, yes, it's very hard in Aberdeen to find any fabrics. Like there's some, but if you have some time, well, actually, John Lewis closed, didn't it?
Yeah, it's closed now. Yeah.
So yeah, even worse. Like if you were in a pinch, you could kind of just go to John Lewis, or Oicraft also has a couple. But if you have time, I would say just order from eBay or Coscraft. They're also from UK. So Coscraft for wigs and fabrics. They now also sell fabrics. And, it's that thing where you just order a sample and you see what you think about fabric, because different stores will have a different type of fabric. They call it the same, but it's different. So always order a sample first.
A sample?
Good tip. Always a sample first. So, yeah, and then I have some other websites, but I'm not sure. I think, yeah. If you want really... This is like now my cosplay secrets, which I don't really care about it. If you're in UK and you really want like this good quality full leather, Yorkshire. Wait, I need to check this. I haven't ordered for such a long. Yorkshire Fabric Shop.
We're getting the secrets here, mostly. Nice one.
Yes.
Well, that foam clay, I'm already excited.
Yeah, you should have a look. Just order a sample and play around with it. Yeah, I think it's Yorkshire Fabric Shop is really good. Like their full leather is a bit more expensive, but really thick, and you can still weather it if you're trying to go for more that already used look, but really good. And another shop, I Want Fabric, usually has really good distressed full leathers, thinner kind, which actually are the ones I used for the beginner Demon Hunter that you guys showed of me. So yeah, I would say those are the best for supplies.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
That's
I've
really
written all of that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
That's
taking
handy.
notes, were you?
Sorry?
Atticus, you were taking notes, were you? You were writing down those
Oh,
websites.
yeah, I was taking notes. Well, I was actually thinking of doing a cosplay for Halloween, and I was thinking it might be fun. Like, obviously, like, well, you guys know, but the viewers might not know. I'm a photographer as well, so I quite like taking photos of myself too sometimes for fun. And I was thinking it might be cool to do like a Mad Max cosplay, because then I can do like the cover of the original Mad Max film where he's with his dog. And then I can go out with my dog and take some cool photos and stuff, and have a nice time editing and stuff. So yeah, so I was taking notes. So some of my questions are basically because I genuinely want to know, so as I can get tips for material and stuff and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Plan.
I would advise, by the way, if you're a beginner, start with foam. Because Warbler is quite tricky, and I think in general harder. Like, there's a steep learning curve on Warbler.
Okay.
And it's really expensive as well.
Foam. Definitely foam. I'm a total novice, yeah. Like, usually when I wear costumes and stuff, it's just ones that I bought from the shops. So so this would be quite challenging. I mean, it could make for like a fun video for YouTube, though, I think.
Well, if you need more tips, you know where to find me.
Yeah, tips, yeah.
Aye, that would be a great series, actually. You learning how to cosplay, being guided by an experienced expert.
Yeah, and then there's like shots of me like.
Get that out.
You have failed.
You'll get him next time.
That's not bad idea, actually. That could be quite cool, actually. Yeah. Yeah. You give me ideas for BBC videos, which is quite cool, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Like you can have it like what's that TV show where there's a TV show on Netflix where you basically have like fashionistas and the people have to make like a costume in front of them.
I think I know which one it is. I've seen that one. It's so good.
You can do like a short version of that. That could be a lot of fun, actually. Yeah.
Is it a bit like Scrap Heap Challenge, but with dressmaking, or
Kind of like America's Next Top Model, but instead of models modeling, it's designers designing clothes. Yeah, it's quite good, actually. Yeah, I was watching it the other day, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I was watching that and having ideas. Oh, this would be fun if it had like this. I'm like that. It's really fun to watch, actually.
It is, definitely. Actually, we were going to ask you about anime because we've asked the other guests as well about anime. So, are you into anime? And if you are, which animes are you into?
So, I kind of started, like, I've always played games, computer games specifically. Then, when I was younger, I watched a lot of anime because that's kind of when I started watching a few, and then I discovered cosplay and the cosplay community, and suddenly it was like, I'm not weird! There's actually people who love this like me! So I just started watching even more so I could talk to other people about them. So yeah, I've seen quite a lot of it. I kind of missed on a couple during these past years because I was just kind of busy. Like, I guess I was playing more League of Legends than I should. And I was just like, okay, I don't have time, or I have time, but I'm going to watch series and not anime, etc. So lately, I've been watching Netflix animes, so Castlevania, the Dota one, I don't remember names. The last of the Witcher they did, the Nightmare of the Wolf. And I'm watching right now, oh my god, I never know how to say it. Boku no Academia.
Boku no Academia? I don't know how to say it either, but that's how it looks.
Yeah, it's just that there's another Boku that I usually joke about.
Boku no Hero?
No, okay, I'll tell you guys because this is plus 18 stream, but so a long time ago, basically, when I started cosplay and being in community, people would come to Facebook and ask, "Oh, what should I watch?" And people would be like, "The best anime to start with is Boku no Pico." I'm not sure if you know what it is.
We're nice boys.
I can't believe I have to say
we're
this.
good boys. Shall I Google it?
I bet it means Bukaki.
Oh, yes, Google it.
Does it mean something like Bukaki? Because that
Boku
sounds
no
like a
Pico?
word confused with anime.
It's a TV miniseries. Ah, it has tentacles.
Ah!
Does it? I'm guessing it has.
Oh. Yeah, I watched Boku no Pico, you know.
That's
So, yeah,
a great
they're both-
recommendation, actually.
So it's kind
Yeah,
of hard
really,
to sometimes
it's-
just
it's-
don't fall into, oh yeah, let's watch Boku no.
I wonder what. So, what does Boku no mean? Boku no.
I don't know.
Boku no meaning. Oh, it means my hero. Does it? No, that can't be right. Boku no meaning. I'm just googling it. What does Boku no mean? Boku means me or I. No is a particle indicating possession, so it just means my. Boku no simply means my. So I wonder what Pico means. Let's not Google that one.
Very cute dog, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just showing up on stream as well.
Aw, kisses.
I need to wash your teeth.
We're big dog lovers. We love dogs. In fact, our dogs are in the intro. The intro to this stream. You can see our dogs. Duke and Layla.
Yeah, everyone will have to go back to the beginning and then rewatch that.
That's it. Just put the whole thing on loop. Put the entire thing on loop, and then we'll get more views. We'll get longer views. Ah, brilliant. And then you get to see the dogs. You get to see Evie. You get to see us two Bampots. What's not? It's a win-win-win situation.
Yeah, what's not to like about it?
I know.
All the extras.
I'm sure, Atticus, I'm sure something that you were asking a minute ago, I'm sure it triggered something that I also wanted to ask. And I thought, no, I'll let you finish your question. And I totally forgot what it was now.
Well, the last question was favorite anime.
Yeah, that was the last question.
And the
I think,
previous one for that was places to buy material.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. I've maybe just been distracted. I went in a daydream or something. I don't know. I think I was going to say that although we've asked every guest about anime, I don't watch much or any. Oh, in fact, I've remembered what it is because I am going to watch anime. I'm going to. And can you guess which one it is I'm going to watch?
Devilman on Netflix. It's
Never-
actually really good.
Never
It's
heard
really
of
good. Really good.
it.
I watched that when I was sick, and I was like, my ex got like when I was just finishing, and I was just looking at it like, what am I watching?
What's it called? Devilman.
I think it's called Crybaby, Devilman Crybaby. But the original Devilman anime is from like donkeys years ago, from when we were kids, and when everybody else was like obsessed with Akira and Fist of the North Star and stuff. Devilman was my favorite anime by a mile. Loved it.
Really?
So I really enjoyed the kind of nostalgia feelings of watching the new CDs and stuff. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Devilman was amazing. He just ran about slicing up everybody, and it was mental. It's good.
Isn't it from Madhouse as well? The new one? Because they make amazing animations. They've also done Hellsing, for example, and a couple others I don't remember right now.
I think the best ones I've seen recently are Devilman, Parasite, and what's the one with a gangster who's a house husband? That was really good.
That's
Isn't that like How to Husband?
I was going to say, isn't that Breaking Bad? But he was a chemistry teacher.
Oh, it's going to bug me now. What was the name of that? It's a guy who's in the Yakuza and he becomes a house husband.
Yeah. That's a very recent one as well, and it's done differently. Like the way it was described to me, I think I've seen like one episode or something. Is there's not a lot of animation going around. It's more like still images, and then maybe sometimes like just the character moves a little. But it seemed really, really funny to watch. So yeah, that's good.
Enjoyable, yeah.
Anyway,
if I was to suggest animes, I would probably go for the more, adulty ones.
Boku no Pico.
I watch
What's
ED stuff, but it's still kind of,
I definitely do want to get more into anime. Definitely. The one that I was going to say that I will definitely watch is Arcane by Riot. I don't know if it's going to be about League of Legends. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, but I wouldn't consider it
It's
anime.
not anime because it's American.
It's yeah, I think.
Ah.
I don't know. Like actually, that's something I never thought about. I just consider it an animation, like 3D movie sort of thing. But yeah, actually, do you know when that's out? Because
I don't know. It should be soon. It's Netflix as well, I think, isn't it?
Netflix, yeah, I only heard of it yesterday, yeah.
really,
Animated series.
Hmm.
Oh, it's been.
I think-
It was announced 2 years ago. When's it coming? No idea. Delayed until 2021 in light of COVID. It was announced on May 3rd, 2021 that it would premiere exclusively on Netflix in the fall of 2021. So it could be in the next couple of months. That would be great. But yeah, you wouldn't consider it anime. Is it because it's American rather than Japanese, or would you say it's because it's 3D, or because it looks like it'll be 3D, doesn't it?
yeah, it is. It is like
Let me see.
yeah,
Got a trailer
it's
here.
a very specific style, but I would consider it 3D. I think for me it's more like there's no manga, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider it anime.
But
Just
then
like
wouldn't some people say, but not all anime is manga? Because I used to, this is something
Yeah.
we mentioned a couple of weeks ago actually, is that when Atticus and I were little, they were all just called manga films because they were made by the manga company. But then some people were like, oh, actually, I think you'll find that it's not a manga, it's just an anime. And I'm like, what's the difference? To me, it was the same thing. But obviously,
Yeah.
manga's a magazine. But then some people also mentioned there's a manga style that can be in anime. So I don't know.
I guess everything that was kind of American, I've always called cartoon instead of anime. But then, yeah, you also have stuff like Castlevania. Visually is anime, but I think it was done by Canadian people.
All right.
I think. So, for example, I usually watch stuff in Japanese with subtitles,
Yeah.
but Castlevania, I've always watched it in English because that's the original language, but you also have the Japanese
Japanese
voiceover.
dub.
Yeah, but
A
yeah,
Japanese dub with subtitles, so it's a dub sub. Now
dubs.
that'll get the elitists going wild. Because some people are like, oh, you have to watch it in Japanese with subtitles. Otherwise, it's not the real. You don't get the same feeling. It's not the real. It's not original. But then, I don't know. I find that reading subtitles takes my mind away from what's actually happening on screen. I don't know.
That makes sense because you're not kind of used to it. Like the thing is, like for example, in Portugal, we consume a lot of American, English-speaking, other languages, even pop culture. So for us, it's normal to just have subtitles, and we notice if they're not there. We read them unconsciously, and like for me, sometimes I still have them on just because I don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
And that has happened in cinema, like. What did they say? I didn't understand. He was whispering. What did he say?
Well, it's funny. The older I get, the worse my hearing gets. So maybe subtitles would be a good thing anyway.
Maybe. You never know.
I'll just pretend it has to be subtitled for the original, the original dialogue. But really, it's just because I can't hear.
I think it's just something like if you're watching, like a Spanish movie or series or whatever, then. If you're really interested, then your brain will start to get used to it, to actually reading the subtitles, but not distracting yourself from what's going on. But yeah, it's just a cultural difference. Like there's nothing wrong with it, really.
I watch quite a bit of world cinema, so for me it's perfectly normal. Like once you find a few good films, it's just normal to kind of watch it. And, yeah.
And especially with Netflix now, they have so many things like series and movies from other countries, and sometimes they're really, really good. And just like, I never knew they had this cute cinema. Like, well, why? What?
Well, I watched a thing just last week, Lupin. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's French.
Lupin.
And Lupin.
Lupin.
Arsène,
Yeah.
Arsène Lupin. Lupin. I don't know. I did German at school.
Really?
Lecken. No, I was a way to swear in German, but this is a family friendly stream. But yeah, it was French, but it was dubbed in American, and it was really odd. The actual dub took away from the feeling, because the characters could have been really animated and really angry, but then the American was like, the voiceover, the dub was like, "We have to get my son back," and I'm like, that didn't fit at all. It really ruined the immersion, I thought. But it was a good show. It was a really good series. Two seasons, I think 10 episodes. But it was really good.
Yeah, I've seen that one as well. Yeah.
Did you watch it in English?
No.
No.
No. I watched it in the original language with subtitles.
Ah, because, well, when I pressed play, it just played with dub, English voices, so I never got the option.
No.
It was robbed from me. I never got the chance to enjoy it the way it was meant to be.
No, fair.
But yeah, I thought the dubbing, it didn't ruin it, but it did take away some of the quality of it.
Yeah, I understand, because you're saying they're having all these expressions, all this energy, and then the dub is like,
Yeah, totally neutral.
they were handled the papers with whatever they're saying, but they didn't say exactly, what
the emotion
would be angry or whatever.
Yeah.
Frustrated.
Oh, Atticus has gone away. Oh well, we can ask loads of questions that he's not. He's back.
Yeah, I'll be back in 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. I was going to ask you about League of Legends, actually. You mentioned you spend far too much time playing League of Legends. I don't play enough League of Legends. Well, not as much as I would like to. How did you get into the game?
I don't play that much now, but unfortunately, I'm still drawn to it. But yeah, I've started playing since the end of season 1. I'm not sure how long.
OG.
Yeah, people. Yeah, I have a problem.
I think anyone who plays the game has a problem.
So what happened was, this was when I was starting university. What meant was, what I feel happens is, it's easier to control my time playing League than if I'm playing something else. Because I would just get sucked in and, it's been about 3 hours. So with League of Legends, it's like, okay, you finish the game, you can check the time. Okay, do I want to keep going? And that's kind of what maybe also, apart from the characters, etc., what drawn me to it, and I kind of just end up sticking. And it's something where I can either play with friends or play by myself. Always in a team, yeah, but, if I'm playing by myself, I don't have to really speak to anyone, or if no one knows.
Slamming on a keyboard.
I died, you suck! The jungler sucks, guys!
Are you a toxic player?
No. I think there was a phase where I felt a bit more toxic, but again, starting, like, I don't usually write in chat, even if I'm mad, or now it's kind of, if I'm really not saying anything, it's either because I'm really concentrating, or I'm really mad, and if I say something, you're going to notice in the way I speak.
You're just seething.
I'm never playing with you again.
Do you ever stream League of Legends? Because I noticed you do like your art streams. Do you ever stream playing games?
I used to stream a bit, but I don't know. I just feel weird because I'm usually just not really speaking when I'm playing. So I don't choose feel that great if I'm streaming. Okay, so no, I'm still not sure where I'm going with the stream as well. But yeah, so when I started in top with Shogat.
Oh yeah, this leads me back to a question that we asked Zeph, was why do no women play top or jungle? But you do, or you did at least.
Yeah, I know. I guess I didn't know better.
Yeah.
Because I was starting. No, like when you start, it's like there's no jungler. It's like too tough. Just what are we doing?
Yeah.
No, I started top just because, and I'm not really like a prodigy of playing, so I started with one champion. Okay, now I know how to play this one. I'll try to play it better until I get bored, and then I'll change. So then from there, I went to bot, and I play with Ash.
Oh yeah.
And then during that time, no one warded. Annoyed the hell out of me, so I ended up starting to play support. And of course, people liked me playing support because I actually did the job.
Yeah. So you're a victim of your own success?
Yeah, so I just put wards everywhere. See, this is how it's done, guys. And everyone was like,
I think that's how, Afromu, the pro player. I don't think he's pro anymore, but Afromu was an ADC, and he got so annoyed at his supports being bad that he said, "Look, I'll show you how to play support," and then was so good at support they were like, "You play support. This is your perfect role." And it's like, why does nobody else do this? This is how you do it. It's easy. Place wards. I don't know. I don't know how to play support. But.
Basically, and I'm not sure if people watching remember, but at that time you could put an unlimited amount of wards around everywhere. Like there was, any limit like today, like 3 wards.
Including the pink wards. Were they unlimited or were they still restricted to 1?
Yeah, I think they were unlimited as well. You just place all the pink wards.
Hey, pink ward. I remember not my first ever game, but one of. I do remember my first game, and someone said, "Why don't you have a ward?" And I was like, "What's a ward?" And they said, "Oh, it's a ward." I said, "What does a ward do?" "It wards an area." I'm like, "What does ward an area mean? What does that even mean?" And then someone said, "It gives you vision of an area." I was like, that makes sense. Perfect. And then I thought, oh, brilliant. I'll buy loads of pink wards because they are permanent, pretty much, and reveal invisibility. So I placed a pink ward. And then I went to a different part of the map. I placed another pink ward, and the previous pink ward disappeared. I'm like, no, what have I done? These pink wards, you can only have one at a time. Because I started at the end of season 4. So it was like, I'm like a baby compared to you. So, just a baby.
They just kept changing the rules, but I think that's also what keeps me coming back, because it's not always literally the same.
Yeah.
So there's always something new to learn or to change. Also, I'm very lazy regarding, actually learning about what I'm buying, whatever. I have this small program / app which is called Blitz. It just automatically does my runes in mastery. So yeah, done. Let's go.
Well, at least you're never going into a game when you've got like Shockwave Draven or something, and so you're always.
Unless I forget to actually open the program.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, if you forget to open the program, then all your runes are almost guaranteed to be wrong.
Yes. Yes, like playing, I don't know, yeah, AD carry with Lulu runes, like.
Yeah. Speaking of Lulu, I loved your Lulu cosplay, by the way.
I think. Sorry, keep going.
No, I was away to say, one of the things I was wanting to ask you, actually, this might be getting a bit too controversial for the cosplay side of things. Where do you stand on the whole editing of cosplays? Because I follow a few cosplayers, and sometimes they get replies like, "That's not cosplay, that's just Photoshop." Even though they're totally in a costume, but they've added like flames. And then they're like, "That's not cosplay, that's terrible, that's just an edit." Where do you stand on that?
Don't forget people who are like, "You used the wrong color."
Yeah.
Of cosplay got me. It's a really weird world we live in. So cosplay is supposed to be a hobby, but there's a lot of people now doing it professionally, and that's kind of what sort of raised the bar.
Yeah.
So people always have a tendency of trying to place who is better than who, so they end up looking for things they can kind of point out. That's not how it is in the reference.
Yeah.
And I guess the hardest thing is really keeping yourself in check, not getting sucked into this. It needs to be act and the same. Oh, I can't sit or bend or whatever, but it's perfect. It looks like just like the image.
If I move, it breaks, but it's fine right now.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, what do you really win with that?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of course, sensibilities around this team. There's people who over Photoshop, and there's been even cosplayers that were kind of called out because they were in conventions, and people are like, "You don't look the same as your pictures."
Yeah.
So I wish it was easy to talk about this, but it really isn't. Because people feel betrayed that this person deceived them.
Yeah.
But the person did that for, specific reasons. Sometimes, or most times, people just don't really feel good about themselves, and it ends up being so bad that they feel this need to really just, change all their body and face and etc. So, I guess I don't really care that much at this point. This is my personal opinion. Everyone does whatever they feel good about. Mm-hmm. I myself have done a couple things, like before, when I edited myself. I usually have specific tastes, so I prefer to do it myself. But for example, I would completely remove this part here. Like, this has a specific name, I don't really remember. I would remove this whole thing underneath my eyes, the fold. And now I look at those photos and I'm like, why did I do that? It just looks alien. Like, it's just so bad. It's so natural. So for me, myself, I've noticed I've been evolving. It's like stuff that I really had a problem and I would change, and now I'm like, it's actually fine. Or if, like, I don't know, I have really dark circles. That's usually what I still try to remove, but sometimes I even leave like just a little fold because I just feel it looks more natural, it looks more real. And that's what I'm looking for right now, is like, I am a real person. I want to appear as a real person. Everything else I just try to do it like with makeup or however, like, there's if I'm really trying to do something like who was it? I think it was Kamui Cosplay. She actually did all these inserts or kind of like foam body on herself, so she would appear like she had really huge curves. I think it was her. But yeah, so everything's still kind of natural. I think it was a challenge for her in the end. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't usually change much of myself. I do most of it for posing now. Now I know how to pose.
Yes.
That's great for photographers as well, is that they would be very happy with that. It makes their lives much easier. I'm actually editing cosplay photos right now, and I edited a couple, and I sent them to the cosplayer, and she said, I like them, you've made me look beautiful, and she said, but could you make them a tiny bit more vibrant? And I was like, yeah, because that's why I added a couple to send them to her to see which one. And she said, and also make me white. And I was like, okay. And I was like, as in, make your skin a little bit lighter. And she was like, yeah, make me white. The problem is, she's not white. And I was thinking to myself, whoa, am I going to get in trouble here? Because that's basically changing race completely. And that's a lot of editing as well. So obviously I have to kind of start again and find a new vibe and stuff. And it was just a bit of a weird one as the editor, to be like a whole different race.
Well, basically. There was a whole controversy. Do you know, is it Levenart, the French cosplayer? She did a Pike cosplay.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That wasn't even like, it was a physical costume, like a mask. Mm-hmm. So it's not even like she painted herself. So I was on the side of, it's a brilliant cosplay. I personally loved it. I can see, I don't know, Pike's it's a fictional character as well. I don't know. I'm of the sense that if someone wants to imitate me or my culture or my ethnicity, I take it as a great compliment. I don't see it as a negative thing. Only if it's mocking, I would be against it. But I don't know. I can definitely see why people would be offended if it's offensive.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a really hard theme to talk about, and it's like, if I guess etiquette. If the person isn't white, then you can do whatever she wants. Or if people try to fall on you, you just say, "This is what she asked for."
Mm-hmm.
If it was the opposite, then it would be a big no-no. That's what I think the rules are.
Yeah, could you imagine if she didn't want that, but you did it anyway?
Well, that's the thing as well. It's like
They do that on magazines, though.
Yeah?
That's like, oh my god.
That's crazy. Imagine doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow.
I can imagine how weird a request that is, but if that's how she feels better.
I think it's probably just a part of the culture where she's from. That they cosplay and they kind of make the photos a little bit more blown out to make the person look a little bit more white and everything. It's probably just kind of like cultural differences and stuff from different parts of the world and stuff. I think.
It might just be wanting to stay true to the person they're cosplaying as well, because if you're cosplaying a pure white character, why not make yourself pure white as well? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of these areas that there are so many nuanced sides to the story.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How
Yeah. But that's the thing. Every person has its own view, and that should be fine. Like, you cosplay the way you want, and no one has anything to do with it.
as long as you're not insulting and harming people, I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, I was going to ask a question actually about Portugal. So, obviously, basically, British people generally don't know a lot about Portugal unless they've spent a lot of time there. So when we think of Portugal, we think of beautiful people, we think of beaches and stuff. We never ever associate Latino countries with nerd culture ever, because it's just not really what we experience when we're there ourselves. So how would you compare nerd culture in Portugal to that in Britain?
Oh dear.
As you mentioned before, that you didn't think there was that many League of Legends players here that you had met so far.
Mm-hmm. I think people need to realize something. Most of what we get is actually, well, apart from Portuguese stuff, we don't really have a big appreciation for art or our own culture. So anything big there is still foreign stuff to start with. So I would say people are still gamers, but there's a lot more cosplayers that cosplay like anime kind of stuff. And then sorry, I'm trying to organize how I'm gonna answer this. So one of the big difference I noticed is there's a lot more people here, but there aren't as many cosplayers.
Mm-hmm.
There are still more cosplayers here, of course, because there's more people. But in Portugal, a lot more people end up cosplaying, even though we're fewer.
Yeah, as a percentage, yeah.
Yeah. And when I spoke to people here, like I saw like my favorite game, by the way, is like Dragon Age. So I remember seeing this person cosplaying Fenris, and it was just like makeup, and we got like. I just go to I think maybe she was kind of young and I didn't realize, but I'm like, oh, are you making the rest of the costume? Oh my god, it looks so good. I want to see everything, the whole thing complete. And she was really shy, like, oh no, I just have the makeup and wig. I don't know if I can do the costume. And I thought she was so cute, but then at the time I was kind of sad because I think she basically said that she didn't have enough confidence to actually try and do the costume. And I felt a bit sad, like, but, it doesn't have to be good. Because it's just love of the character. It doesn't matter if it's good, if it's bad, it's just, the character. I think in Portugal, we are more like, just do it, even if it's bad, at least we're having fun. And you'll always end up finding people who like the same things as you. The other thing is, sorry.
No, I was going to say, especially now with the internet, like you were saying, you didn't realize there were so many people that were into the same things until the internet came along.
Yeah.
I mean, people still think, oh, I'm alone. I'm the only person here that likes this. But then going online is how they find like-minded people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess, like, during the cons, I usually would end up finding other people and people that play League of Legends, for example. And here, it's just harder every time I would go to cons and I would try to find more people. There's always people that play, yeah, but most of the people I speak to don't really play.
Mhm.
So, I've always had that thing where there's really not that many people here that play League. So, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, I didn't find one guy that plays League in Aberdeen when I was living because I was selling some bootleg statues I had, and he bought this. So I was like, "So do you play League?" just as you do. But yeah, what else? Well, one of the good things that's been happening this past year is really that a lot more online places now sell costumes, so it's easier to actually just buy a costume, League of Legends or anime, and they're still quite good quality for the price we're paying. They're like, in the sense of it's worth more now buying those costumes than actually building them yourself, unless you really want to do all these details and put extra money, of course.
Yeah. Cosplay sounds like a really expensive hobby to get into. Especially if you want to go all out and do it super accurate.
It is because you need the materials, you need the tools, then it's all, there's always something else you need.
Yeah. And then you might mess it up, so you need to buy more.
Yeah.
But one thing that you've said that I love about the cosplay community is that everyone says it doesn't matter if it's good or if you look good. It's all about the love of the character. Just do it. Don't be afraid. Be confident. Just do it because you love doing it, not because you want to be the greatest ever or it has to be 100% perfect. Just do it because you love doing it and you love the character. But having said that, I'm still not going to cosplay Malphite yet because I don't have the confidence.
Oh. If you ever do, let me know and we can just have a shoot.
Aye, definitely.
I need to see what goes well with them.
You could do Ilawi and I'll be Malphite.
Ilawi is not a character I usually think much.
I don't think I've ever seen an Ilawi cosplay. Atticus, who would you cosplay out of League of Legends?
Oh, tough call. I don't really play much League of Legends. Few weeks. I do have somebody in mind. Let me get his name up.
Gangplank, because he's a sailor.
Oh yeah,
I was just thinking about being a sailor because you mentioned Dragon Age, and when I was a sailor, I used to play Dragon Age like every day. Loved it. Yeah. Who was the guy that I thought was really cool again?
Did you know Dragon Age 4 is coming?
Really?
Oh yeah, there's even a trailer. Wait, did you finish the Dragon Age 3?
No. So I was obsessed with the first two, and then I just stopped playing them after that. So the first one I played like constantly. I actually went to visit my brother. He was living in Glasgow when I was on leave from being a sailor. I was there for 3 months, and then I went back to my ship. And everybody said to me, they were like, "Oh, how was Glasgow?" And I was like, honestly, I have no idea. I spent every day in his spare room playing Dragon Age, and it's not until I was leaving to go back to work for like 6 months that I realized I wasted my whole leave just sat playing Dragon Age on the Xbox. But it's so good.
Is that a waste though?
Not really, because it was a really good game. Have you ever played it, Muslim?
I know that we would need another stream to just talk about Dragon Age.
Oh yeah. I remember the first time that I accidentally made my characters gay, and I was like, "What the hell just happened here?" It was such an unusual game. It's good. Yeah.
Typical sailor, You didn't know it, but all the time, the whole time.
Was it with Alistair? You can tell me. It was Alistair, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. There's this weird thing where you have to be nice to the characters, or they'll leave your team. But if you're accidentally too nice, then they start having sex. So it's such a bizarre game. Yeah, League of Legends. I can't remember the guy's name. Remember there was a music video. There was a rock music video, and the guy that was the main singer guy.
Karthus, or was it Viego?
Wait.
Was it recent, or was it?
It was ages ago.
Oh, because that's probably Pentakill was the.
Yeah,
it could have been Yorick. Who was the lead singer? Olaf, maybe. I don't know.
Karthus, yeah.
Karthus. Oh, it was Karthus.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's who I would cosplay out of League. He is very, very, very cool looking.
He floats. How would you do that?
Yeah.
Get a hoverboard. and have a long floaty cloak.
Witchcraft.
And
Witchcraft, there we go. That wee witch could help you.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just conscious for the time here. I've noticed we've been live for 1 hour and 5 minutes. That's another long episode.
Should we just keep
do you guys have any more questions?
Well, I was going to ask, do you fancy a game of League of Legends?
Yes.
Yes.
I think we should maybe touch on gaming a little bit more. Like your all-time favorite games. Because obviously there's Dragon Age and League of Legends.
Yeah, so there's League, there's The Witcher, there's Dragon Age, then everything else is just kind of okay. Like one of the games I was actually thinking about playing again was Anu 1404. I don't know how to say that. 1404. Not sure if you guys know that one.
Never heard of it.
No.
It's like imagine SimCity kind of. So it's sort of strategy, but the idea is that you're like discovering new lands, and then you're setting up settlers there, and then they start asking for stuff like, oh, now we want beard as well, so we can be happy. So you have to find another island and plant whatever and make beard, and then bring it back. You can do all these merchant routes, etc. So
sounds very similar to a game I used to play. It was it Zeus, the King of Gods, or something? There's been loads of games where it's like a city builder, but then once you give them water, they now want other things, like they want entertainment or speciality foods, and then there could be invading armies and things. And I love games like that. Totally love them. What was the name of that? I'm sure it was called Zeus.
I used to, I don't know, like I'm looking at what I have right now. I have Age of Empires here. I haven't been playing it, but I have it here.
Master of Olympus was the name of the one I played.
Oh,
brilliant game. Loved it.
I don't know, I usually stick to the same games as well, which is kind of annoying, but I'm trying to go out and try, other ones. Like I still have to try Hades. Is that how you say it?
Hades, yeah.
Yep.
That's a Greek god. There we go.
Oh yeah, I have their like Helltaker. Not sure if anyone knows what it is, but it's fun. It's good fun. It's puzzles, yes, and a lot of fun, pretty demon girls.
Oh yes, I love fun, pretty demon girls. What about you, Atticus?
Oh yeah.
I only date demons, so.
A few of my exes looked a bit like Cerberus, so.
Oh dear.
We've kind of been ignoring the chat again, haven't we?
Well, I've been looking. Cathy Elvis has been very chatty. So hi, Cathy. And Elhan 12. I hope I said your name correctly there. Been keeping us company. I'm guessing it's a couple of fans of Evie's.
They're my friend.
Yeah. And Elhan had a great suggestion, which was to give Kiba his own frame, but
black him.
Run away. Shame. And then Atticus's head just blocks it anyway, so.
So big.
We'll have to get a Kiba cam.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, I'm not really remembering many more games just now, but I'm sure. Oh, is there any games you guys might have played that might?
Well, do you want to know what my favourite game of all time? I think it is the greatest game that has ever existed, and it's not League of Legends. It's what were you going to say?
Who, me?
Yeah, what did you say?
There is poop in my soup. You would love it. It's very childish.
There is poop in my soup.
It's such a good game. It's right up your street. Trust me, you would love it.
I've never heard of this. There is poop.
That is the ideal game for streaming when you're bored. It's just about pooping off balconies and getting it on people's heads.
There's poop in my soup.
Soup. So good. There's poop in my soup. I love that game.
This is terrible. I'm looking at the trailer. That is garbage.
Stream it sometimes. It's amazingly funny.
No. Anyway, the game that I was about to say is the greatest game I've ever played is Star Wars Galaxies.
It's a good game.
It never really got popular. Never really got popular. It was one of the first MMOs. Like there was it Ultima Online, and then about a year later, Star Wars Galaxies came out, and it was amazing. By far the best game I have ever played in my life. Even though the graphics weren't great, it was the whole customizability and things and space exploration, and then the World of Warcraft came out and started blowing it away. It was like World of Warcraft was the best. So then Star Wars Galaxies, it was Sony Online Entertainment was the company. They decided, you know what? We're losing to World of Warcraft, so let's change everything about our game and copy World of Warcraft. And it did not work at all. And the game just died. Just totally died instantly. Very sad.
I was looking at it like, oh, space exploration reminds me of Spore.
Oh, I never played that game. I was really intrigued by it, but never played it.
It was fun, but I always found that once you got to the space exploration, it could get boring really quick.
Yeah.
And it's always kind of the same.
Was that Spore was about like creating? It was like evolution almost, was it?
Yeah, you started as a small cell, and then in each stage there was something to do. So you had to kind of eat other cells to grow and grow and grow, and then once you were big enough, you would then be an actual being. And then you had to, you go through all these things like tribes, etc., civilization, and then space exploration.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I like that one. It was kind of it was different, but before that I had played Sims.
Love Sims.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Diablo. I used to play Diablo. I played all of them so far.
I've never played I started Diablo 2 and I just couldn't get into it.
Oh, I guess for me, maybe what helped as well was, I like the story. I like everything kind of fantasy-like. And I used to play with my brother and my dad, like in LAN. When there was LAN parties.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. When we can have just one game and everyone could play it. And yeah, the other one I told you actually before. I love Heroes of Might and Magic, and I've played the 5th and the 6th one. I really like it. Again, it's very fantasy-like, so elves, demons, mages, human.
And I was going to say, you obviously love RPGs as well, but then when it comes to like fantasy settings, it's all RPG, is it? There's not really many games that are fantasy that aren't RPGs that I can think of.
Well, Heroes of Might and Magic is kind of weird because it's not an RPG.
Is it not? Here's me saying it's all RPGs and one of them isn't even an RPG. What a doofus.
It's a weird combination. I'm not sure if there's any other games I could compare it to. What happens is you have all these factions, and of course there's a story going on, and you have your hero with his army, and you basically just kind of end up, finding other heroes to fight or whatever, depending on what you need to do. And then it sets up, so when you do the battle, it's actually like, I don't know, I guess, sort of like chess, but...
Like turn-based.
Yes, but the pieces, your army, each part behaves differently, each creature, I mean. And that's it, so you resolve basically the fight over there, and then, again, same thing, you either need to conquer stuff or whatever. So I wouldn't say it's an RPG.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Because there are games that, like, what was the one it was? I was waiting to say, what's the one it was? The original World of Warcraft. That was an RTS, not an RPG. So.
I remember playing some strategy-based Warcraft as well. A long time ago.
Yeah, the first 3 were just real-time strategies rather than RPG or MMORPG.
Yeah, good time.
Very
and
good times.
Red Alert as well.
Oh, I tell you, the first LAN game that I played was I think it was Tiberian Sun. Actually, it was Command and Conquer 3. But yeah, the soundtracks as well.
I think Tiberian Sun was probably the first one I played, and because I remember being terrified, as in just walking very slowly, afraid that someone was going to show up from the shadow part.
Fog
So I
of
was
War, yeah.
like, and I just got into it. It was like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah. Love Command and Conquer. They haven't really had a good Command and Conquer game since, is it Kane's Wrath? That was the expansion. What was it called? Was it Command and Conquer 3, I think it was called? Kane's
Rising?
Wrath. I can't remember. But after that, they had, was it Ground Zero? Or is that what it's called? Command and Conquer Ground Zero? Something like that. And it was pretty rubbish, I thought. But other ones were really amazing. Like the original was so good.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
Like groundbreaking. One of the original RTSs.
Yeah.
It was
I don't know,
maybe
I
not
think
called... Oh, it was Generals. Oh my god, not Ground Zero, Generals. It had an expansion called 0 Hour, that's what it was. And yeah, I didn't really like that version, but Command and Conquer 3, Kane's Wrath, was incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I loved it.
I actually recently bought that again as well, just like a couple months ago.
Did you?
Yeah, I've been meaning to play it. Yeah.
And in fact, it's Kane's Wrath was the game that got me into kind of learning optimal strategies. So I would figure out how like the absolute best mathematically possible way to build your base and so on and stuff like that. And then that got me into StarCraft 2. And then from StarCraft I got into League of Legends because I don't know, it was kind of like the natural evolution where everyone, all the old StarCraft players were like, we're all playing League of Legends now. So I'm like, oh well, I'll join you.
This is the cool game now.
It's what all the cool kids are playing, yeah.
Yeah, I tried StarCraft, but I don't know. I felt like I would like to play it just for the story, but I just didn't get into it that much.
Yeah. Oh well.
What are your thoughts on console gaming? Do you do any console gaming? No?
We had which one? I think we had PlayStation 2 and 3. So when I say we, I'm usually referring to my brother. So I remember we had one of our first games was Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yes.
Classic, yeah.
Like my dad bought the PlayStation, which had like they sell PlayStations with one game usually.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it brought Tekken 3, and then my dad bought Final Fantasy VII just because apparently people were saying it was really good, like on one of the magazines or something. Yeah. So the thing is, we just didn't understand that game at all. So we got to the first boss and we just kept trying everything and throwing potions at the boss and just what does this do? And I think we didn't have the help at that time. So like 1 year later, we were trying again and we ended up finding out the help thing. And every time we had the potions before actually clicking on it, it actually said what it did. And we're like,
yeah.
Oh! So from there on, we actually got into the game and just it was such a good experience. So that's very quick became one of our favorite games at the time, and we ended up, we want to try the other ones as well. So we end up getting. Let me see. I think someone borrowed us 9. We bought 10. 10-2, X2, whatever you want to call that.
10-2.
Yeah.
That was the dancing game, was it?
That was like the costume game.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it, but it was it was surprising because I loved Final Fantasy X. I thought, I've got to get the sequel, and then it's like everyone's playing music and dancing, and I'm like, what is this? Where's the fighting? Like it was fighting, but it was doing dance moves on the beasties. I was like, it was still a good game.
It was, but again, because we were used to having a complete story as well, and then suddenly it's like you're having the remnants of the story that came before, and to actually get to the final scene, you need to have all the missions at 100%.
Yeah.
If you're just a casual gamer, it's still like, do I really have to? I'll just go to YouTube and watch it.
Yeah. And then all my mates I was asking, oh, have you played Final Fantasy X too? And then they were like, that's a girl's game. I'm not playing that garbage. And I'm like, it's ace. Like, if I had known that it was dancing, I would never have bought it. But it's like performing. Like, it was almost like KDA, was it? Before there was KDA?
That's a good comparison. I think after that one, we ended up buying. I never remember which one it was. If it is 11 or 12, but it was one with. Was it Vash?
I haven't.
Anyway, it was a bit more adult in its theme and in the way they've made it, so it wasn't as fun for us. Like, it wasn't really, really negative. What I remember, the feeling I remember having is every time someone was helping us, that person would die. Instead of having to run and that person would just die. So, I don't know, I liked the characters, of course. I liked the bunny girl, but yeah, in the end, it's like, again, the story just didn't feel as, it was in the same level as before. So we kind of stopped buying Final Fantasy games after that.
And then it went online. Was it 14 or in fact, isn't 12 an online game as well? Or was that 11? One of them went online.
Yeah, one of them is online. Yeah,
or like an MMORPG. And after 10, I never really played any of the other ones. Oh no, it was maybe 11 that I did try, but it was because they changed it from turn-based to like moving around while fighting. I never really got into it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the one with lightning?
I can't remember. You get the car, the one where you get the car and you can ride around, and I don't know.
Oh no, that's another one. That's
That's
like 14 or something.
Yeah, I think it's
one of my first YouTube videos that I made was actually playing that game.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with the bros. I was curious about that one, but I don't have a PlayStation now, so
Yeah, I don't play console at all now. I did get let me show you. I got this. Can you see that? Does it show up?
Oh yeah.
I got this, and I was so excited for it, Google Stadia, and it was just a complete flop. All the things that they promised that would come with it didn't. Like, supposedly you could just stream your gameplay immediately without any equipment, just from your TV or whatever. People could jump into your game so easily, or viewers, like if you were streaming, people could just join your game by clicking on like none of that. I thought, what a waste of money.
We're just like, yep,
Yeah, we didn't fall for that.
Xboxes are a total waste of money these days. You see, like I've always played Xbox because I'm obsessed with Halo. Mm-hmm. And the problem is, literally everybody who used to have an Xbox jumped ship to PlayStation. So it's kind of this thing where you're kind of like gaming alone, or you might have like one friend that you'll game it down again, because everybody's just jumped ship. It's mental. It's quite crazy. So I think I'm going to spend more time doing PC gaming, because Xbox is pretty much dead,
You don't need friends.
Well, but then you look at PlayStation as well, and then you see, why people are jumping ship. To be honest, they're offering much more, interesting games. And even though I don't play PlayStation, I go and watch walkthroughs that other people play. Like 8-Bit Trying played the Resident Evil games. I just watched that. I wouldn't be able to play those games as well, just to let you know. I prefer to watch other people just play it, and I still get scared and like, So it's always fun.
The first game I ever jumped at was the original Resident Evil. It was when the Doberman jumped out the window. I honestly pooped myself. First time I've ever been scared at a game.
Game that you've ever played? What is the scariest game that you've ever played? For me, it's probably Layers of Fear. That was a little creepy.
I don't actually remember. Like, I remember trying stuff like Silent Hill, but it was the demo. I remember but I was really young as well, so I remember being like, I know this is a horror game. I was more scared because I knew it was a horror game than exactly due to what was going on in game. And I'm not sure if I was scared. I like House of the Dead. Like, I remember playing on the computer, you had I I actually don't know how to spell that, but the character is just moving, and the only thing you control is really his aiming.
It's like
sometimes
was it a shooter?
Yeah, you usually see that at the arcades as well.
Yeah, and you get the
that.
guns.
Yeah, but I like that, so I'm not sure if I was that scared, But yeah, I don't really play horror horror games. That's why I'm not sure. I usually feel more angry than really afraid of it.
And that's why you like League of Legends so much, because it brings out the anger.
Exactly.
Right, speaking of League of Legends, we've got to get a game on, because I'm running out of time. We need to play. And
before we go, though, is there anything that you want to promote?
Me?
Yeah. Anything, your Instas, YouTubes, whatever, Twitch.
Okay. I guess if anyone is interested in what I do, being it cosplay, modeling, crafting, whatever, you can follow me on my Instagram page, Eviblu _, or if you're into more, freedom creative content, let's call it this way. By the way, not safe for word as well. You can go to my other Instagram, which is @thatwewitch. And I'm not going to say anything more because my socials just keep on going. So just check the links that I have on my bios. You can see everything I have and, enjoy yourself.
yes, I highly recommend the Instagrams. They're very entertaining. I'm very impressed by your Instagrams, your cosplays and stuff, and the photos are fantastic. Beautiful cosplays. And very, very impressed. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to end this stream, but we're going to stay in the call. We're going to play a game. We might record it and upload it later. We'll see. If we lose, though, that's why you won't. If we don't upload it, it's because we got hammered. We got absolutely destroyed.
Destroyed.
Anyway, thank you to everyone who's been watching and anyone who watches the replay. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you later. Cheerio.
See you later.